All right, let's take a look at the metals for this 4th of July weekend. um, at, I may be jumping the gun a little bit, but I'm pretty confident that we've got at least a daily cycle low right here, and it might turn out to be an intermediate cycle low. There's a few things I'm watching that would convince me that maybe this is a larger degree bottom. As I've noted before, most of the time, an ICL will unfold as an ABC move. So in that sense, I would expect a lower low. This would just be the A wave down. We're setting up for a B wave bounce, and then that would presumably would top before making a higher high, and then we'd roll over and make another lower low. So most of the time, that's what happens, and um, I think I would assume that that is going to happen here. Maybe um, maybe gold comes up and hits this declining 200-day moving average coming out of this daily cycle low, and then this daily cycle left translates, and we have to come down and make a lower low. But there are a couple of factors in play that might make me change my mind. I'm going to have to see how this bounce plays out, see whether or not uh, it looks like gold is turning back down when it gets to this 200-day moving average. There's obviously going to be sellers that are going to sell at that point when price hits that 200-day moving average, and then I'll have to make a judgment call as to whether or not I think that's going to be the top, and then we're going to left translate this cycle and come down and make a lower low. Now there are a couple of factors that might suggest that we're done with this ICL right here. We've got a major support zone right here at this peak. We've tagged that and reversed. The COT reports are becoming extremely bullish on metals. The seasonality is bullish on metals. And silver and miners, I believe, have both formed weekly swings, and gold is set up to form a weekly swing. And I'll change this over to the weekly chart so you can see we've got we made a lower low last week, and then we've closed in the top part of the range. So if we can get some follow through next week and move above this peak at about 1795, then we would have a weekly swing. Now, a weekly swing isn't a guarantee of an intermediate bottom, especially considering this is a little bit short. Normally, the intermediate cycle will run about 18 to 25 weeks, and we're only on week 16 here, so this is a little short. But sometimes you do get a short cycle. So a big hurdle is going to be to get through 1800. Let me go back to the daily chart. All right, so you can see the cartel fought tooth and nail to stop gold from getting above 1800 here. When they lost that battle, it triggered a short squeeze, and we had a nice run up back to that all-time 2011 high at about 1920, and then that's where they successfully stopped the rally, and then we had the big attack on the FOMC meeting. Drove price back below the 200-day moving average, and then another pre-market attack the next day that got gold back below this 1800, and they're fighting again tooth and nail to keep gold pinned below 1800. If gold gets above it, then there's risk again of another short squeeze developing, although I will point out that they have covered a lot of their shorts, so they're not in as precarious a position now as they were here. So not quite the same risk of a short squeeze doing severe damage and causing the banking cartel that forcing them to have to buy into a rising market. It's not as extreme this time as it was back here. So, but they're going to try and keep this pin below 1800 if they can. But assuming I'm right, and this is a daily cycle, though, I'm going to assume that they're probably going to fail again, and then it's going to boil down to whether or not they can stop the rally at this 200-day moving average. And then if they can, then that's the scenario where this daily cycle left translates. We have to come down and make a lower low. So again, there's a few things I'm going to be tracking as we get this rally out of this. Again, I'm assuming this is a daily cycle low. That might change my mind and convince me that we are not going to get a C wave down and a lower low. But way too early right now to tell one way or another. At this point, I'm only confident that we've got a daily cycle low, and I'm going to have to see how it plays out as to whether or not I think this turns into a larger degree intermediate cycle low.